Welcome to Maroon Talk, the only segment dedicated for anything and everything UP fighting Maroons. I am Fimaran Batch 2010 from UP Los Baños, and here I am solo episode again today. Maroon Talk covering the opening games of the UAAP right after the first game yesterday of the Battle of Katipunan, UP versus Ateneo, and now we got three games today this Sunday. Not only, if you think about it, not only three games because we have the junior high school tournament and the women's tournament simultaneously playing today as well. So that's a total of, if I'm not mistaken, six games just for today. Six UAAP basketball games. What a time to be alive. Okay. Um, Now let's talk about the other games that occurred in the men's basketball scene today. These are the remaining three games that were not played yet. So let's do this in reverse order now. Starting off with the latest game that finished today, that LaSalle NU slobber knocker. Wrestling fans out there. Okay, final score was 78 to 75 in favor of the De La Salle Researchers, getting the best of the NU Bulldogs. What game that was. If you guys didn't watch it, you missed probably one of the games of the season. It was definitely something to watch out for, and luckily I was able to watch it live. Hindi man live, Pilipinas live at that. It was a very, very nice game. NU pretty much had control of the game for, we could say, two quarters. That's the second and third. If you're gonna go run through the quarter scoring here, first quarter, LaSalle led 23 to 18. At the second quarter, NU scored 27 points compared to LaSalle's 22. 27 points in one quarter in a college game, in a UAP game. That's tremendously bad defense for the opponents. Giving up that much points in one single quarter. That's why at halftime, if I'm not mistaken, NU was up. No, you were tied at halftime. Sorry. You were tied at halftime. 45 all. I remember now. Then come the third quarter, NU had the momentum still, finishing with 20 points compared to LaSalle's 15. Then LaSalle came back in the fourth to win it all. The pivotal stretch there was that during the fourth quarter, probably what, less than 5 minutes left, 3 minutes left. And up 69 to 64 at one point, late in the fourth. Then they had a go-ahead basket, giving them a 7-point lead. So it was 71 to 64 until LaSalle came running back. LaSalle was able to make stops, and NU couldn't convert during that stretch, leading it all the way to the crazy last 2 minutes that we witnessed early in this season. So at that point, it was NU's to lose because they were able to control the momentum already down the stretch. So it was still on them that they did not maintain that lead and finishes the game out strong. So yeah, despite that non-call in the end on Mike Phillips stripping Steve Nash Enriquez for an open KQ3, it's still NU giving up those possessions, giving up those, not converting on their shots down the stretch and maintaining that lead. But overall, ito na yung mga sinasabi natin ni Enzo in our preseason episodes. NU is something to watch out for, a team to watch out for. They are, and they have proven, at least on this game and this opening game of theirs that they are contenders in this season. It's tough to see. Oh, so finally we saw yung sino yung FSA nila. It was Diasana, not Oliver. Sorry, Omar John, not Omar John anymore. But sadly, he got injured right in the first quarter, 5 minutes left. It didn't look good. He was screaming in pain. But us hoping sana hindi pa yun. And but yeah, he didn't return to the game, and it happens, no. So he was showing good promise at least early on. He has good size, good defensive presence. So that's very helpful to NU right now because they're terribly missing that type of player the past few seasons, no? So it was nice seeing him out there. Kaya lang yun nga na-injure. So they were but pero nung injure siya, that was when they were beginning to make a run no second quarter. I mean, come the second quarter. So sayang what it's tough to imagine what impact si Mohammad Diasana should have brought if he hadn't gone out with an injury early on. Talking about NU more, I have four names. Well, five. Five names to mention from this game. Number one, Jake Figueroa, as mentioned in my previous episode. He is the one. What he is one of the veterans here in this NU side, and he should be the one stepping up in terms of scoring. And that's what he did today, finishing with a game high, team high, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 of 6 from 3 pointers, but we'll take that from him. Sobrang okay nung laro ni Jake Figueroa dito. That's the way you step up. And siguro naman, by the looks of it, parang meron talaga siyang green light from Jeff Napa to create on his own, score at will, and be comfortable dun sa role na sa position na binigay sa kanya ni coach. So that's nice to see. If you are an NU fan, sobrang okay nun. Sana magtuloy-tuloy to because if he does continue this type of play, he could be uh tawag dito, a nominee for MVP, I would say, uh come the end of the season. These are very impressive numbers, no? Again, up next, PJ Palasielo. Man, grabe yung moves ni PJ Palasielo today. The improvement na he showed today, comparing it to 86, ibang-iba. Sana hindi lang to fluke game para sa kanya. Sana hindi lang chamba to. Again, if he gets to be consistent as well, just like Jake Figueroa, he scored 15 points as well, tied 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. Siya pa pala. Siya pa pala yung pwede mag-MVP kung ituloy niya tong ganitong laro. A double-double. Had they won, he would have probably won player of the game in this game, no? But yun nga, sadly, they didn't finish it out. And yeah, but then, PJ Palasielo, watch out for him, man. He was 7 of 12 from field goal range. That's 58%. 5 offensive rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, 7 defensive rebounds, 2 assists. Oh, sorry. Yeah. 2 assists, 3 steals. Man, who would have thought na he'd be producing these type of numbers watching him from past season? Diba? Again, nice to see from the NU Bulldog side. Up next, another one I mentioned nung nung other episode. And it's nice to see that they are really stepping up to the expectations of the players, of the crowd, of their school, of the coaches. Jolo Manansala. Jolo Manansala finished with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals as well. So again, him being a two-way player, just like how Jake Figueroa was, how PJ Palacielo was today, effective two-way players for NU make them competitive. Yes. Um, wala. Usually what they do, at least these players na we know, these are players that these are players that are role players before, were role players before, and pretty much what they do does not show up on the stat sheet. But now it does. So that's the type of improvement that they need from their veterans, from their players, and seeing this type of NU basketball is something to be watched out for. Solid to. If they continue this type of play, solid. Solid yung magiging NU this season. Up next, Ken Padrones. Early on, he was the one doing the scoring, first quarter, pretty much just the first half. He was there. So halftime stats, halftime leaders, scoring leaders, he was there. He finished with 7 points, a 3-pointer, and he's perfect from the field. So yeah, efficient numbers, 5 rebounds in 14 minutes of play. Another one stepped up. And finally, my guy, my X factor for these NU Bulldogs, Reynard Humamoy. Okay, we can say na he had a tough shooting night. He was only 2 of 11 in the field goal range. He was 0 of 4 from the three-point land. He finished with 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 turnovers. If you think about it, if you check the stat sheet, medyo off. Well, off naman talaga. But what was good here was that he scored those 6 points, if I'm not mistaken, during the time na NU was making a run no third quarter. So that was a crucial time for him to join the scoring, and which pretty much gave them momentum down the stretch. So 'di ba? Maganda panoorin ng NU on this game. And sadly, yun lang talaga eh. Hindi sila nakakapit nung dulo. Because talking about turnover, buti nga mas konti pa yung kanila. NU finished with 17 turnovers. Lasal had 18 turnovers. Um, so again, breaks of the game. Um, tawag dito, the runs probably didn't go in their end. Kaya it was kind of they came out flat closing out the game. And that's really tough here. But again, if you think about it, they shouldn't even be here. That type of competitiveness was, I believe, was not expected by Lasal in itself. Kaya they had to dig down deep and do their best to come from behind and win that game. Talking about Lasal naman, we did see CJ Austria. We barely saw Alex Konov. We didn't see who else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 players played only. Sila Alian didn't play as well, I think. Yung mga sila Romero, Zamora, those guys, if they are in the lineup, didn't play. CJ Austria didn't play. Agutane, 16 minutes. So, siyempre si Kembao pa rin to ang gumawa. Again, it's still not logical for me seeing Kevin Kembao still in the UAAP. But then again, these are the types of numbers you get from him, and yun naman talaga. Well, nothing special here. He is the MVP. He is a champion. He's just pretty much playing as a man against boys in this league. So he finished with 22 points, eight eight rebounds, 7 assists. So again, 'di ba? Parang laro lang siya. Flirting with a triple double. 3 of 8 from downtown. Yeah, wala. Ang dito was that Lasal woke up late. Yun lang talaga. But then again, a win is a win. They take this any day. And still, I would say, this is a good start on their end heading into season 87. So securing their first game versus a tough opponent siguro really woke up the other team well. Seeing that yun nga, NU is no pushover. Lasal being champions can still falter despite going up against weaker teams. And as we said in the preseason episodes, yun nga, this league, this season, hindi natin masasabi kung sino yung talagang malakas, kung sino yung talagang mag-dominate sa league na to. Kasi any team can beat anybody. And we've seen that today. Other guys who stepped up for Lasal, of course, Mike Phillips, 12 points. And one more dude who really surprised me and probably a lot of players as well, a lot of people as well today. EJ Guliena, their energy guy, their effort guy. He was the one doing the scoring early on when KQ wasn't scoring, when Phillips wasn't scoring. He was the one securing those fast break points, getting those stops on the defensive end, and now I see why he is sometimes a starter for their team. Kasi yun nga, his effort is really something else, and it just really helps the team out in terms of their aura and their chemistry. So yeah, shout out to you, EJ Guliena. Also coming up big during a stretch was Raven Gonzalez, formerly Raven Cortez, their big guy from Zabel. Significant numbers, 6 points, 5 rebounds, not bad. But these were timely baskets as well. Big stops as well he made. And nice to see Joshua David on the court once again. My X factor, though he didn't really do much today, 16 minutes at least, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Sorry, hindi pala konti yung ginawa niya. So again, this is pretty much more than a triple single. Joshua David, again, like I said, he is my X factor for this team. If he contributes like this the whole season, plus the others step up as well, sila Ramiro, Makalalag, Dungo, kung nandyan yun, plus the consistent Joshua David numbers, Lasal could repeat on 87. So yeah, nothing really special from their rookies. Si Ramiro was okay. He was able to make some shots. But sila Dungo, marasigan. Yan, again, Konov, parang wala masyadong exposure or I don't know, maybe rookie jitters. So I'm sure they'll bounce back on the next game and take this behind them because we know na these are still made of more of this. Their potential is there, and you have to keep an eye out still on them. So that was Lasal NU. Wala. I'm happy to see ganitong klaseng NU. Again, sana maging consistent sila kasi marami silang papahirapan na teams kung ganito sila maglaro sa UAP Season 87. Again, Lasal, um, I'm thinking na parang hindi pa rin ito yung gusto ni Coach Topics na performance since they were really flat in most of the game. So, tingnan natin kung paano sila babawi on their next game on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, versus UE ba yun? Or UST nga ba? Basta yun. They have another game already in a few days' time. Let's see how they recover from it because it's a late game already. So, probably they'll, I don't know, Monday, take Monday off or then Tuesday. I don't know. So, yeah, they have another game on Wednesday. So, watch out for that. If they come out dominating that game, I wouldn't be surprised. So, yeah. Up next, that's Lasal NU. Up next, let's talk about FEU Adamson. The second game of today. Okay, dito tayo medyo nagulat din, no? Final score. 59-47 in favor of the Adamson Soaring Falcons. Man. Man, oh man. So, as we were saying nung past 2, 3 seasons, alam na natin yung style ng Adamson, at least what to expect from their offense. It was just gonna be a Jerome Lastimosa-centric offense. But now, it was nice to see Mati Erolon, their transferee Royce Mantua, their sophomore Monty Montebon doing the scoring on a balanced attack for this Adamson Soaring Falcons team. Di ba? Ang ganda panoorin ng ganun. I'm sure the coaching staff knew that they had potential in each of their players offensively. Siguro hindi lang nila alam paano ipapalabasan yun back then when all they had focus on was Jerome Lastimosa. But seeing the confidence of an Erolon, a Mantua, and also a Josuero, apparently he's the captain, getting those types of numbers, contribution offensively, ang ganda. Top uh top scorer was Royce Mantua with 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Mr. Everywhere. This player came from the USC Tigers in 85. Yeah, 85. And nice to see his significant impact right away on his first game back, on his first game for Adamson here. Pero sige, before I do the yung player stats, here was the story of the game. First quarter, Adamson was flat. FE outscored them 14-7. Second quarter, dikit na. Adamson scored 14, FU scored 11. So halftime, FE was up by 4. Tama ba? 25-21. Yeah, 25-21. Now, third quarter, dito na medyo umariba yung Adamson. They scored 18 points out of FU's 10. And from there, they didn't look back. In the fourth quarter, they scored 20 points and FU only scored 12. Let that sink in. So, nung first quarter pa lang, sabi ko, okay, here we go again. This is the Adamson that we know. how are they now with Jerome Lastimosa? But as the minutes went by, they were able to make stops, and FE was sloppy. FE was sloppy this game. Quite different from how they were no Phil Oil as how we saw them. Parang gigil eh. Parang gigil yung FE na to early on in this tournament. Kaya ganito yung naging outcome ng game nila today. And siguro that's not on them. They have a few rookies. Pre, Daa, yung mga yun. Konate. Wala eh. Parang nangangapa sila the game. And they couldn't answer on Adamson scoring attack, which became hot at the right moment at the second half. And they didn't look back from there. For for FEU, their top scorer was Joric Bautista, 14 points, as expected. BJ Pre came up with 8. Ang sunod nito, Cholo Nunuevo na, 5 points. Same as John Ray pa sa 5 points as well. Again, if we analyze this, mahirap kung ito lang yung magiging output ng score nila, no? If isa lang or dalawa lang yung bubuhat ng scoring load, parang parang ayun, ito mangyari. Hirap lang sila talaga for the game. They only played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players, while Adamson played, I think all of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, the whole lineup played for Adamson. That was nice to see. Again, Royce Montua scored 14, Montebon scored 11, 5 assists, 10 for Mati Irolon, 10 timely points, 10 big points for Mati Irolon. If he continues this, he's going to be scary. A threat. Ojarikre with 6 points, Yero with 6 points, Manzano with 4. Manzano with 4, but he got 10 rebounds. And Franzman had 9 rebounds. So yun, they did their work defensively, Adamson. That's why they got this win, I would say. So Adamson fans dyan, you guys should be happy of this performance by your team. Something na nalabas ni, siguro adjust din si Coach Nash with the materials na meron siya. So let's see what happens once they go up against the bigger teams naman. Siguro magmamatch sila with UST with the type of play they have right now. Medyo fast-paced, medyo athletic guys, medyo scoring guys. So I'm guessing Adamson UST matchup will be interesting as well. Also, sino pa ba? NU. That could be a good matchup as well. NU and Adamson. Kaya, yeah, there's much more to see in this. So, para sa akin, upset na yun. We have almost had 2 upsets today. If NU won, that was one. That should have been one. Then here, Adamson won over FU. One team I counted out, Adamson and FEU, one team I consider to be in the Final Four. So totally different outcome we expected here. Totally different result we were expecting, at least early on in Season 87. So again, this is the example of how gaano kabilog yung bola nitong tournament na to. Especially Season 87, no? So, FEU Summary, FU needs to step up. The rookies have to step up more. Lalo yung veterans pala. Lalo yung veterans sila. The veterans have to step up more. Lead by example. And just, kasi wala. Kung flat sila, yung veterans, at that, hirap yung buong team. Everyone has to step up for this FU team to live up to the expectations that they had noong preseason. Yes. Okay. For Adamson naman, again, if they continue this, they could be contenders for the Final Four as well. Intact naman sila eh. Intact naman yung nila kahit papaano. And it showed that they have the talent today to score, to have defensive stops. So if they continue this, it's gonna be quite an even more interesting tournament. Okay, so that's for Adamson and FU. Finally, talk about the first game. UST and UE. Final score was 70-55 in favor of the UST Ground Tigers against the UAE Red Warriors. Okay, early on, early on, first quarter, UST outscored UE 18-8. Second quarter, 18-11. And third quarter, actually, UE scored more, 16-14. UST's 14. Then fourth, tabla na. But at this stage, tambak na eh. So, they both scored 20 points each on the fourth quarter. But that was still enough for UST to come out with this win. So again, expect the Ghost chance to be alive once again in 87. Just as how it was loud the last time we heard it, at least in basketball, probably in season 82. So probably the fans are going to be watching again. And this is going to be another exciting UST team to watch out for, no? So that, pero before I discuss more about UST, let's talk about UE. First impression ko sa UE after watching their game was that by the way I see it, parang this team was built around Precious Momoway and kumuha na lang sila ng mga players kung san-san. That's how it looked today. It was a team struggling to find their identity. It was a team trying to make ends meet given that they were able to lose so much significant players. I mean, you had a year or so to. I mean, it's, okay, what I'm saying is easier said than done. Pa rin, syempre. But that's how it looked. A team that lacked identity and a team that had no chemistry at that. If you look at the stats, Momoe finished with 12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Up next to him was Ethan Galang, 11 points. Then next scoring was Devin Fikes, Jared Wilson with 9 each. Welo Lingo with only 4 points. John Abate, my X Factor, with only 2 points. Jack Cruz Dumont with only 2 points. 0 of 4 from the field. And yeah, and the rest are insignificant, at least for this game. So the ones you were expecting to step up, well, si Momoe gave us what he could. But si Jack Cruz Dumont with only 2 points and Lingo with only 4. 1 of 10 from the field. 0 of 4 from downtown. Talagang mahirapan sila if they don't get the production at these players. Those wings, they're posted go-to guys. Uh, did not produce. Hence the result. As for UST, good as advertised. Uh, Checking out the stat sheet after the game, I was actually expecting not Nick Caballero to be the top scorer of this game, but apparently siya pa rin pala. 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. Next to him was Mo Tungkara, their new FSA, 13 points, just 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 assist. And also, a new and improved Christian Manaytay, 10 points, 3 rebounds, and yeah. So these are the top 3 scorers for finishing in double digits. A balanced attack at that for the USD Growling Tigers for this game. So they were pretty much playing comfortable. Not in a sense na, paano sabihin yun? Not in a sense na complacent. Very controlled ang ibig ko sabihin. Way, way different from the past 3 seasons nila. And again, it's nice to see UST competitive again. Finally, we saw Mark Clement, a part of the juniors team, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, Padrigao doing his work, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 5 points. A bad shooting night for him, but it's more than the stats for me, yung contribution ni Padrigao dito sa team to. And it showed. Kyle Paranada, may X factor, 4 points, probably still getting his rhythm on this team. And Asido, the new one of the rookies, played only 9 minutes, 2 points. And what's surprising was Mamoon. Uh, he was pretty much benched on this game, so there's more to see of him. Let's see what happens if he gets more exposure the coming games. Could be possible, but otherwise, maybe there's something up with him. So yeah, overall, also an impressive start for UST on season 87. Kaya again, as mentioned na, let's see how they face up against UE, NU, Adamson, FEU. Yun ang abangan natin mga matchup. And again, of course, UP and Lasal still. Ateneo, yan. Siyempre, abangan natin yan. Ang medyo malinaw or parang nakikinikinit akong mag 8th place ngayon pala would be UE or Ateneo. They could be 7 and 8 at the end of the season. Yun ang nakikita ko. With Kun being injured as well, we're not sure of how the Blue Eagles will now fare in the remaining games. If nga, hindi bumalik si Chris Kun. So that's my call. Let's see what happens. But from the performances today and yesterday, UE has a lot of work to do. FEU needs to step up. Ateneo, the player to step up. UST, we just have to be consistent. Adamson as well. NU as well. And of course, UP Lasal. It's all gonna boil down to the breaks of the game dun sa mga consistent na teams. So, it's just, again, it's cliche. As cliche as it may sound, it's all gonna boil down to who wants it more. Kasi yun talaga. Dun, you can throw the stats out the window once you get consistency per team. So talagang babagsak sa sa puso. And the smart game plans of the coach. Chess. Doon tayo magkakatalo-talo. Okay, so again, this is just the opening weekend of the UAAP. So more games left. Let's see what happens. I'm trying to do this weekly, a weekly roundup at that. And let me know your comments down below. If you are from another school watching this, ngayon kasi this is a podcast dedicated for the Maroons primarily, but now I'm trying to expand it more. Hopefully, getting to cover games from the other teams as well. Kasi nga, why not? Di ba? Medyo balancing ngayon yung mga teams. It's nice to discuss uh, the, the, the good games that we will be seeing for season 87. No? So, yes, trying to do this as much as I can. And hopefully, you guys get to watch. And please subscribe. I checked the stats, parang half nung mga nanonood here are hindi pa subscribed. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It would mean a lot to me. Very much. And if you guys saw our post today, ilabas ko na yung pre-order form for the Maroon Talk merch. We have shirts and stickers to those who want to get a piece of Maroon Talk merch. And in a way, if you want to donate, yun na rin yung magiging donation nyo sa amin. If you want us to keep on going as well, doing this thing, no? So, we do this for the fans. We do this for those who want to, kung sino gusto magbanlaw after a tough game, just as how we did these games ng opening weekend. So just to discuss and all, this is the venue for that. Okay? So again, thank you so much for your support and see you guys on the games. Season 87, yo. Peace. More to come for us. See y'all.